there, guys, and welcome back to another episode. This one is, we're gonna still be like talking and stuff. We might bring up stuff from the last podcast because we are quite literally recording this right after. But I'm Ace.
I'm Tori.
I'm Augusto. Is that properly this time?
It was normal.
Yes, that was normal.
It was
Good
the
job.
most normal so far.
Don't patronize me, T. Don't you dare.
Good job, buddy.
I'm being.
We gotta upload
guys.
that one clip with the little drawings
we
with
do,
it.
we do.
Because those make
So,
it.
okay.
It's great.
Yeah. So, yeah. And we are gonna be we're talking about overstimulation.
We definitely didn't roll something else and then realized that we had to pre-record an episode, so we couldn't do it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah. We sort of had to do that because we're not gonna be able to record when we usually record this next week because I'm gonna be visiting Augusto.
You're gonna be stuck in my car.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Yay.
stuck in your car. And if you
Send
if you
Ace
watched
luck.
the previous one, if you watched the previous episode, you understand why that's a joke now. If this is your first podcast episode, welcome in, and welcome to the Grove.
Don't get lost.
But
We might make you get lost.
I mean, if I'm in the passenger seat, then yeah, you're gonna get lost. Sorry about that. You don't really have a choice.
All right, so I don't really know exactly what to speak about for overstimulation. It's like
Got you. I got you. I got you.
Augusto goes from not speaking to like being the main person talking. Amazing.
I got you. Hold on. I have so many experiences with this. Because overstimulation can lead to panic attacks, or, emotional shutdowns and everything. And being somebody who works in a restaurant, I get that very often. To the point. Dissociation. My best friend. I'm joking. So, this goes with a time where, for context, I was a minor. Magical word. And my coworkers.
Sorry, use the magical word.
3 of my coworkers didn't like me because I had different hours. Why? Because I was a theater kid, guys. Whoa! So I just came in an hour later,
guessed.
but still, yeah, I would have never guessed either.
No, I would have never guessed.
Dude, we met in S&P. We should have guessed this.
It might be more shocking to learn that I wasn't a theater kid.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Holy shit.
Sorry.
Okay, but like the theater kids at my school, honestly, were more cliquey than like anywhere else.
There's so much drama in the theater kid groups too.
Actually, hold on.
Just because you're into drama doesn't mean there's gotta be so much.
Okay. I have stuff for that as well, but another day.
We're derailing already. We're not even 4 minutes in.
All right, jingle. Jingle. Hold on. My soundboard. I need a specific sound. Hold on.
Did that even pick up?
No. Well, kinda. I have my soundboard down. Hold on. Let me turn the soundboard up just so that you guys can all experience this. Go for it. That one was loud. Okay.
Jingle.
That'll get your attention.
Jingle. So, essentially, it was a very calm day, but we still got steady people. The thing is, I had a section that had 8 tables. I was just now learning how to be a waiter. She kept setting me table after table till the section filled up. And as soon as one left, another table. I was able to keep up until I made one mistake, and that's where I realized everything was so loud I couldn't hear my thoughts. I just heard static, and then I went away, and that's just broke down. All I could see was static in front of me. I do have visual snow, so it was just much harder, and it was overwhelming, like overstimulating, because when you have visual snow and you're like in that tunnel vision or like panicking, your whole vision area turns to like almost white static. I don't know if any of you guys experience that, but it's really overwhelming to like deal with because you can't see. Your vision's like alt fucked, and even if you wanted to, you just can't walk around. You lose your balance and fall down because of one, everything's loud. It sounds like static, and then you can't see because of the static.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really overstimulating if that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of times that I know when I get into like panic attacks and if I don't calm myself immediately, it will get overwhelming easily
Mm-hmm.
because of the static. It does not help. It really doesn't. Especially when all you see is flashing lights to the point you can't see.
Can we
Actually,
get a description, a definition of what
mm-hmm.
overstimulation is for the listeners?
Yes, of course. Let me open up my iPad like an iPad kid.
Oh boy,
Hold
I
on,
can.
hold on,
it's
hold
been
on.
revealed.
I've got it right here.
Overstimulation.
I've got it.
Meaning. No, I want to
Oh,
read it out loud.
okay, okay, okay.
Okay. From the Britannia dictionary, the definition of overstimulate is to cause someone or something to become too active or excited. To stimulate someone or something too much, antibodies that stimulates the trioid. I don't know what that means. Anyways, you read your definition instead.
So it's just the Google dictionary definition. Stimulate physically or mentally to an excessive degree. Um, it typically means if you start to feel overwhelmed, like if you are in a situation and you start to feel overwhelmed, that typically can mean you're a little bit overstimulated. And it happens a lot more in neurodivergent folks. Neurotypical folks are typically less likely to be overstimulated, but they can become overstimulated. Just because you become overstimulated doesn't mean you're neurodivergent. Um, but a lot of people do tend to get overstimulated, especially if like it's an intense situation. You can get overstimulated very easily. Like if um you are having a big argument and there's a bunch of people talking at the yelling at the same time, that could be a situation that I'm sure that anybody could get overstimulated in because there are so many voices at the same time. You cannot focus on one single voice unless you are like because like they're all at the same volume or something. But for a neurodivergent person, the sounds of lights, of just some just two different groups talking at normal volume, of the sounds of people's feet walking across the floor, and then adding on to like that, like somebody's pants like ruffling as they're walking, that can all come together to lead to overstimulation because they're hearing all of that because they aren't like neurodivergent people. I feel like aren't more attuned to like tune sounds out. I feel like because I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like that's the case just based off of how much I've seen, like how many videos I've seen of people mentioning like they can hear so many things, and like most neurotypical people don't really notice those things, so they're more used to tuning it out, I guess.
Dude, speaking of people over talking each other, can we just talk about how overstimulating large VCs are?
Oh my god, they
Like,
are
I mean
like.
this to no harm to everybody who like likes it or like it vibes in big
Mm-hmm.
VCs, but sometimes there'll be like two different conversations at once, and that's overstimulating.
Yeah, no, like usually if there's a big VC, I will usually if somebody's having a conversation and I want to talk to somebody else about something else, I will either start messaging them or I'll leave the call and ask them to join me just so then we can talk without interrupting, because like it's hard to focus on your conversation while also hearing another conversation.
Yeah. And I get this like let me put the example of Minecraft SMPs in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the SMPs we have been in, because we've been in
A couple.
a few, it's really hard to like focus when everybody's talking over each other, or when you're trying to have like a conversation. You can't really
Yeah.
do that when everybody's like
And
yapping over each other.
with like lore, if an SMP has like a lore night, it's really hard to like figure out what to exactly do, especially since there are some people who can be typically more prone to talking and less prone to getting overstimulated. So they talk more than others. And it's hard to gauge when to talk, especially in those types in Discord calls, because of the amount of people and Discord delay. You will end up inevitably talking over somebody, and with that happening with like 20 people in a call at once, it can get overstimulating basically instantly.
Tell me about it. Ugh.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
can't do when people are loud, like very loud in VCs, or just
Mm-hmm.
loud noises in general. Whenever games are really like, because sometimes, now, game creators, this is my desperate plea. Do not make certain sounds drastically louder than everything else in your games. Please, for the love of God. Because I haven't played this in a while, but there's a game, GTFO. Get the fuck out. And in order to start the game, it's a multiplayer game. You can play with bots, but it's more fun with multiplayer. You kind of like go down an elevator, and for some reason, that elevator sequence is the loudest thing ever. Ever. And it's just like, but and the way the game functions is you actually have to listen out for things. So you have to play with a loud volume to hear like the very slight clicking noises and all that of like the alien creatures in the game. Um so your volume has to be loud. So why are you going to throw in this super loud elevator sequence? It should be at the same audio level as the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Please.
Like voices I feel like should be the loudest thing in a game, because voice and it's really frustrating when games have really quiet voices in it, like because like I don't want to have to like with like having all of my volumes the same volume and then having to either turn voices up, or turn that all the way down. It's frustrating. But like with that being like also the case, it can like with that you could like be hearing that voice and then hearing all of the other things at the same exact volume, and that can get very overstimulating because you are trying to focus on the voices, but you're also hearing everything else.
Another complaint. Movies, when their music that they'll add in is just drastically louder to the point where you're struggling to hear like what the actual characters in the movie are saying.
This is why we need
Yeah.
subtitles.
And you
At
have
all.
to you have to turn up the volume to even hear the people's voices, and then as soon as you turn up the volume, boom, loud music kicks in. It's like,
Basically.
Yeah,
come
that's
on.
that's the biggest reason why I try, like when I'm editing these, is like to make the our voices the loudest thing, so then like easy to focus on our voices, because sometimes like the last one I didn't add music at the beginning of it. Not the last one, the second one I didn't add music at the beginning of it because I procrastinated editing for a week. Oopsie. uh but usually if I add music, it's like the one of the quietest things. You can barely hear it. like, yes, you can hear it, but it's there, but you can barely hear it, because I know for a fact that if it's too loud, it can get distracting, it can get overstimulating, because of all of those small things can add up into a big thing, especially if there's like a big group, especially with like more you like with a bunch of people all in one group, it gets hard to distinguish who's talking, especially when there's 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 people all at once talking and yelling and everything.
Guys, I see the static.
Oh no.
Oh, oh
Well,
no.
I always see it. I have visual now. Um,
Yeah,
it's a prone thing that I cannot get rid of.
fair enough.
Another overstimulating thing. I don't know if all phones do this, but I have iPhone and the keyboard sound. I hate the sound that the keyboard makes. It basically bothers me if I hear it. It feels like nails on a cardboard or nails on a
It's
chalkboard.
it's such
Two
a
knives
weird
scraping at
sound.
each other. It feels like
Ah,
that. I hate it. It with a burning
it's
passion.
I don't listen to it ever, but that's because my phone is always on like vibrate mode.
Here's the thing, I can't do that for my iPad. Or I don't know how to do it on
Oh,
my iPad. I was just typing something of we're trying to do it for art fight and put my thing up. Oh my god, it was so annoying. While listening to you guys speak, it was like I hate you for one thing.
yikes.
I hate that noise. Stop it. Anyways, I just realized I need to work on that
You brought up
picture
a
for the last one.
good point, though, about iPhones, because one of my biggest things, which I know I've brought it up to Ace, I don't know if I've brought it up to you, Augusto, I
Probably not.
cannot tolerate at all notification sounds. My ringer is always off, but it's not even just those notification sounds. The vibration of my phone will bug me out. But I have to keep it on because I need to know when people are messaging me, of course. So it's kind of like, well, at least I can like mitigate it a little bit by turning my ringer off and I'll just have vibrate. But in high school, whenever, because I used Snapchat when needed in high school, and for my sport, we had a Snapchat group chat. And every
I
time
hate
someone would
Snapchat.
message in there, everyone would have to start to message in there and it would die of it, like no one would use that group chat for a good while and then one person would message and it was like, god damn it, why did you have to do that? Why are we bringing this back? It was quiet, it was peaceful, but so oftentimes I would be laying in my bed on my phone doing stuff and the vibrations would start and I would not open the
Right.
messages because I didn't want to, and it would just be like bzz, 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 bzz. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually throw my phone off my bed. Not hard, but I would just like drop it off the side of my bed. I have carpet flooring for context. And I also had like some stuffed animals over there, so like when I dropped my phone, I was not putting it in danger at all. But because I couldn't even keep my phone on my bed, it bothered me so much because I could feel the vibrations when I was in the bed. So I would just drop it on the floor. And so my friends had to get very used to me not responding for like a good while because it was
Yeah.
so bad. I don't really use Snapchat at all anymore for that reason because I Snapchat's the worst. Snapchat's the worst because it gives you a notification when someone's typing and it gives you a notification when someone sends a message.
Yeah.
It's like we
Like
don't
I
need
don't need
that
to know
many notifications.
like I don't need to know when somebody's typing to me. I just need to know when they message me.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if somebody's typing to me, because like if somebody's typing to me, there's a good chance that it's not either never gonna get sent, it's not gonna get sent for a while, or they're gonna just stop typing, start typing, stop typing, start typing, because of the fact that they're trying to get a message right. And then if that's the case, I'm gonna get a notification from them sending the message anyways.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Terrible. And Discord group chats as well. The only way you can adjust the notifications on that is you can mute it for certain times, for certain time frames. Which it's like, I wish I could just mute it so that I only get notifications if I'm added. Like I can in Discord servers. But you can't, not in like groups, which is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to fix that because it's so bad. Because I have a couple Discord groups and they're not super active. Like we have this group and we only talk about the episodes
Yeah.
in our like Into the Grove group.
Yeah.
But I have another group chat with some other people, and it's not an active group chat, but every once in a while someone will message in there, and it's just constant notifications for like a day. And it's like, I love you guys, but I don't want this right now. I will not be reading any of this.
When I first got Discord, I was added to a group chat with some of my online friends, some friends that I had known since I was 12. Like I had gotten Discord when I was 12. I got added to their group chat. There's some drama with that we can get into another time. Some D&D friendship drama. Whoa. But so I'm in this group and I'm still not like yes, I'll text people, but like sometimes I just won't reply. And especially at that point, I was not super messagey. I didn't really message that much. I think I had gotten a phone like a couple months prior to that. So I wasn't really super texty at that point. And so I would get home from a day of school to 1,000 messages in that group chat.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I could never. I would have left.
And so I would clear it out. And like here's the thing, like with Discord, if you don't reply to 3 messages from like a group or a person,
it doesn't give you any more, yeah.
Yeah. It'll usually stop notifying you, which is really nice. But if you open the group and then if you open Discord and then
it's just a flood.
Yeah, it's a flood of Jesus Christ, 1,500 messages. And then like there would be times where I didn't get on Discord at all for a couple of days. I had ended up with like 3,000. That's how much they talked.
Oh my goodness. I think in middle school, when so one of my like IRL friends at the time introduced me to one of like their other friends, and that other friend decided to add like every friend of theirs phone number into a group chat.
Oh,
and
no.
I tell you the amount, like horrific numbers every day. I think at one point I ended up just leaving it because I'm like, I'm friends with our mutual friend, but I don't really know you that well. I don't really want to be in a group chat with a bunch of your friends because I don't know you that well. And the text chains. Do you guys remember those? It was like, if you don't send this to 5 people, you're gonna die.
Oh my god.
Those constantly. All the time. It was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, are you guys, you guys do know that like that's not real.
Yeah, no. Those annoyed me so much. By the way, I love how we've just gone off topic and we're just accepting it.
We're talking about things that like bother us.
Yeah.
My big thing is notifications.
Like the text chains were so stupid. And like every time like I would only ever send them back to the person like if it was one of the ones like send this to blank people like to like I love you, blah, 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 like you're great, and then it would end with one of those like weird things. I'd send it back to the person that sent it to me, and that would be it. I would not send it to anyone else. I would I would just be like, here you go to make you feel better.
Now, here's a fact that some of the listeners may not know. I work retail. Yay!
my.
Everyone's favorite job. Definitely not one of the worst potential jobs you could have. I work retail, and I would say retail is a very overstimulating environment. No matter what
I feel like
type of retail, it doesn't matter
I
what
feel like
type.
I feel like the top 3 jobs that are overstimulating, for like starter jobs, are fast food, restaurant, and retail.
Yep. Pretty
And
much
we
any
Ooh.
food
one of us has
service.
Wait, can
yeah.
I say one thing that stimulates me a lot? I have no
Mhm.
hate to kids, but when kids fucking scream and holler, I want to kill myself.
It's like
Oh
when
Jokingly.
yeah.
it's unnecessary screaming. It's like why are we screaming? Why?
Like, it was not needed. Come on.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
You're not even playing or having fun. You're just screaming for no reason.
Yeah.
Like when that
So
happens, people have to witness me covering my ears, and because I do it immediately.
oh my god. Why I just realized, why are fire alarms so like why do they have to be that ear piercing of a sound? Like I understand why they have to be loud, but why do they have to be ear piercing?
To wake you
The ones
up.
for school or the one that's in my background?
You mean the one that
Just in
is not working? I guess so.
You mean the one I never put a battery since like 2018?
Uh huh.
I was also meaning like school ones and like just general
Like
fire
I was
alarms. Like I understand why they have to be loud. I understand why they are the way they are. But can we please make it like a softer sound so it's not as ear piercing?
well, we don't
So
want to
we
replace
don't
the alarm.
so we don't have to like cover our ears when walking past them.
Um, but yeah, I work retail. Retail's a very overstimulating environment. When you work, I used to work at like a store in a mall, and that's even worse for retail
I can imagine.
because the
Yikes.
size those lines will get, and you're constantly being told by like the higher ups at those jobs to be faster, to be quicker. You're not going fast enough. You're gonna get a warning if you don't go faster. And it's like I'm literally going as fast as I can while keeping these customers happy. Because if I were to go any faster and to be any ruder, they would not be happy. And that's not a situation any of us want. So,
Yeah.
like, especially holiday times. I used to work at a big department
Oh,
store during the like winter break, so around Christmas time, and I would get called up on the in ears because we had like in ears. Um, I would get called up to go to the register on one of the floors, and I would just dread it because it's so brutal. Like it made my shifts go by quicker, but that's just because I literally had no pause to do anything other than scan, 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 and then people would come up to me with the like few items with no tags in the store, and they would be like, "Oh, I want to buy this," and I'm like, "Oh, do you know where you got it from?" And they're like, "Oh, it was the only one. It doesn't have a tag. It was the only one." And I'm like, I can't sell you this. Like I don't have a tag for this item. I don't know the price of the item. And there's a whole line of people behind you. I am not selling you this item. Sorry.
I
It was so
um
bad.
Anyways, I've managed to do a sketch while you guys were talking about that.
I love that.
Also because I'm the out of all of you, I'm the worst driver.
For context for the listeners, Augusto, who does our lovely thumbnails, has sketched out the one for the previous episode that
Right,
none of
yeah.
you that you may or may not have watched yet because it depends on what time you're listening to this, but we're recording them back to back, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Good lord, Augusto.
What else? Oh god, working retail during Christmas time, Christmas music is like
Kill me.
the worst.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
There is not a single Christmas song that is enjoyable to listen to. I'm sorry.
Not yet.
I don't care how festive you are, none of them sound that good. Like, you cannot tell me you can sit there and listen to Christmas music on repeat. Especially while
No.
working retail. And especially because larger retail stores often can't play, like, the original versions of these Christmas songs. So they're all covers or very bizarre Christmas songs. Because, like, a lot of them are covers or whatever they have the rights to play at the store, which is not pleasant. It's not fun. They're not good. And I was listening to the same songs every single day of my life when I worked at that place during Christmas break. Terrible.
Dude, I personally also hate Christmas music. I hate December in general.
I hate
People
how much people emphasize, like, festivity for Christmas. Like, I don't hate Christmas as a holiday. I hate how far people push it.
yeah,
Oh,
I get that.
Augusto, you hate December? My
I hate
birthday month?
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm gonna go cry in a hole. But I
uh-huh.
can
Cry
really
about it,
agree
bitch.
with the hating how much Christmas is just around, like how much there is of Christmas
Dude,
in December. Like,
lightheartedly, they start before December. Why can't they wait
yes,
until December? Like, come on.
like
Thanksgiving hasn't even happened yet.
Bro,
Dia de los Muertos hasn't even happened.
I had
Sorry,
people
sorry.
come into my store the other day asking if we had Christmas ornaments. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It is June. You have like 6 more
what?
months. You have so long before you even have to worry about Christmas. I don't even want to hear you bring up Christmas right now.
Have they considered therapy?
Let me enjoy my June. Okay? Don't bring up Christmas. It's so far away. I'd rather you talk about Halloween. At least that's closer.
Real. I have a problem with Christmas mostly because of like holidays, and I have a big family.
Oh, yeah, I go broke around Christmas time.
I don't give gifts to everybody. Let's put it that way. I do choose favorites because I am broke. I do choose my younger cousins over my older cousins because they're still kids. The other ones, you can get a job, lightheartedly.
Yeah, you don't need gifts.
You don't need gifts. The younger ones, just because they're kids. So like my sister, my younger cousins, the ones who haven't turned 15 yet. Once you're 15, no more. This is lightheartedly because of my culture with their quinceañera stuff. But I every time Christmas rolls around, I stay in my room because everybody's loud. They're drunk. They're partying. I hate it. See, they blast loud music, the Theos laughing out loud, the Tias gossiping, and everybody just like laughing, and it's overwhelming. With a movie on the TV plus music, I stay in my room. And then they're like, "Why don't you go when there's parties? Why don't you come outside?" Maybe it's because there's so many things happening at the same time. I refuse.
You brought up a great point because I have never once enjoyed a party. Whether it's a family party, a school party, like a college party, I have never once enjoyed it. It's always loud music, drunk people. Which I hate being around drunk people because they're just so overwhelming. I get
Mm.
so uncomfortable around drunk people. So
No,
like
that's fair.
parties
That's
are
fair.
always terrible. College parties when you're packed so close to people,
I'm glad I don't go
awful.
to any.
Awful. I went to two, and I don't ever want to go to one again, but because I'm in a club for college, I actually do kind of, well, I don't have to go, but I feel like
Peer
I have to
pressure.
go to like at least one each
Peer
year
pressure.
because it's like for the building of like connections for our club because we're a newer club and we need to
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
interact
No,
with other clubs.
cause like, let me put it this way: my parents have always complained that I am not social enough, but it's
My
merely
parents
because of
too.
the all the overwhelming, and it's just really overwhelming. It's like, oh my god, like again with the VC thing, like
Yeah.
people talking at the same time where it's overlapping.
And when you have to
Yeah.
like yell to hear each other because they're so
Oh my
loud.
god. Can I just say,
And
well, hold on. I recently went to a concert, right?
Mhm.
Well, actually, I'm not gonna go. So, I'm not gonna mention that concert. We're actually gonna go to a different one. I went to the, for fun fact, I went to the Tommy Innit comedy show. So,
Mhm.
the crowd for my state was awful. I mean, awful. It's a small little like stage and everything, a small room, and they're screaming on the top of their lungs. My ears hurt the entire time. I thought I was getting a fever because it was raining that day, so everything was so much louder because of that. And the people behind us were
I
just like talking the entire time. When you were supposed to be quiet, like the emotional moments when he was like quiet, people weren't. And it was just really bad crowd. They It
mm.
felt like they had no show etiquette.
I feel like a lot of people don't have that nowadays.
And the worst part is that there was alcohol being sold.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. That just
And
makes it
That's like
worse.
not the crowd that you would do that for.
for a Tommy in a comedy
That's like
show,
the worst crowd.
goodness. It was such a bad crowd. I loved the show. I loved the performance. It was so great. I loved it. The audience wasn't it though. The audience was fucking awful. Like I mean this lightheartedly. Me and my friend were quiet. We would cheer when it was time to cheer. But there was people on their phone. There was people like talking.
So
It was just
I have
not great.
I have been to a couple concerts and I'm actually going to one this summer. Which I'm not gonna give details for because people don't
Fair.
need to know where I'm going when I'm going. Uh, but anyways, so I've been to a couple concerts. I like music. I only enjoy the music that I like, though. Like as I mentioned, I've been to college parties. I hate the music they play at those. I never like it. It definitely does not make the experience any more pleasant. But I do enjoy going to concerts for like groups that I like listening to. But the crowd and all of the people is what ruins those experiences for me. My first ever concert, which I will actually give the details for that. My first ever concert, I saw Mother Mother. All right, they actually have really good stage presence. They have entertaining shows. I'll say that. Good first concert. But I was standing next to like the audio booth. That's where like I ended up because it wasn't a super crowded area and it was a small venue. But this lady in front of me, first of all, she has her phone held out in front of her the whole time recording herself, which is like, okay, that's fine to do. But she kept leaning back to do this, and she kept leaning back into me. And I'm like, lady, we don't need to be on top of each other, pressed against each other. We have space right now. Why are you on top of me? So I had to keep switching spots with my dad, who was with me at this concert. I had to keep switching spots with him because she just was like on top of me completely.
Jeez.
And it wasn't even like a situation where we were pressed together because it was crowded. There was space.
Oh.
It was awful. I went to a seated
Um,
concert for another group. Much better. Much better.
okay. My dad is one of the worst people to take to like concerts, the like musicals, stuff like that. Because I or the movies. Um because he is one of those types of people that will be on their phone.
Ugh.
And I have like multiple like at one of the musicals that we were at, I like if it's not something that he directly wants to see, he's gonna be on his phone.
That's the
Because we
worst.
went to, yeah,
It's like, at
um,
least pretend.
yeah, because like here's the thing, me and my mom, we've been going to like musicals for a bit now. We recently went and watched Wicked.
Ooh,
But that
I
wasn't
do
the
remember.
that wasn't the yeah, that wasn't the first one that my dad went to with us. The first one was like a Descendants one. Um, there was like a musical adaptation of the Descendants movies. Um,
Isn't that
and it was,
movies already a musical?
yes, but like play musical adaptation.
Ah.
It was more of it was they used like the same songs and everything for the most part, but personally, I didn't understand why they did the order that they did because it was not in the same order as the movies.
Huh.
Weird.
Odd.
Being a Descendants kid, it was really weird to watch. Um, but my I believe my dad, so like my dad had his phone out like when we were supposed to turn our phones off and everything, and like the lights were dimming and everything, and I was like, hey, turn your phone off because it's about to start. It's the polite thing to do to
I
turn
will.
your phone off.
I'll fully power off my phone for that stuff so that I
That's what
don't
I
even
do.
get
That's what I do.
notifications.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. And my dad, he was like, it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's
Fine.
not.
And he was on his phone for a little bit longer. And then he did eventually put it down. But I don't fully remember it. But I'm pretty sure that he got back on it at one point. And that was the worst thing. Like, like, yes, I am like similar as in like if we're at home and it's not a movie that I'm really into watching, I'll be on my phone, but not in a public place.
It just comes off as
Like
rude. Even if you're not
especially
trying to be rude, it comes off as rude.
yeah. And it was it's frustrating when that happens.
Yeah. Um,
But
so my dad is on his laptop a lot. And one thing that bothers the hell out of me is the sound of his mouse clicking because it's so loud. So, so loud. I went ahead and I bought him a quiet mouse. He doesn't
mm-hmm.
use it.
Gosh.
And he
Um
doesn't use his laptop in his room, he uses it in the living room. And he'll use it while
mm,
you're watching a movie with him or a show with him.
yikes.
It's
At least if you're on
terrible.
your
I
phone it's
cannot.
quiet.
The second he
Oh
comes in,
God.
what if I'm sitting there, because I like to sit in like the living room by myself sometimes, like with the illusion of being social but not actually wanting to be social. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys, it's like I don't want you
I
to
do that.
talk to me, I just want to sit here. You can be in here with me,
Yeah.
but don't talk to me. um
Yeah.
So I'll be sitting and then he'll come in, he'll get home from work, and he'll sit down on his laptop and he'll disrupt my peace with the click, click,
Like,
click. um, and I'll just get up, grab my stuff, and leave and go sit in like a different room.
oh my God. My dad is the worst with that type of stuff because like you'll be watching a like my mom he does it with my mom too. You'll be watching a show or a movie in the living room and he'll get on the phone and he's super fucking loud on the phone.
My
And
dad's the same.
My dad is just
he
loud
will
overall. Everything he does is
Yeah.
loud.
Yes,
Wait,
but it
hold
feels
on.
like they're louder while on the phone. I don't understand it, but it feels like they're louder. Cause like he will my dad will wander while he's on the phone, which is completely fine. But he will come in to the living room while I'm watching a show, while I'm watching a movie, and he'll walk behind me talking super fucking loud, and then he'll stop not too far from me talking to the point where I have to pause the fucking show to get him to go away to
Oh my
realize,
God.
hey, I can't hear my goddamn show because you're right behind me on the phone.
No, because what's it called? Crazy enough, my father, we were at a restaurant. Ironically, a Mexican restaurant. And we were getting food, and we were trying to get his attention. His phone was on full blast, though I'm pretty sure the whole restaurant could hear it. And we're like, Dad, Dad, Dad. Until I had to tap his phone, and be like, Dad, turn the volume down, like out loud. And I never raise my voice because my voice is very soft. And I had to be like, Dad, turn the volume down. It's so loud. And it's like, oh, sorry. And like, you were literally sleeping on it. And again, because they mocked me about being on my phone, I mocked him back because that's what we do each other as family.
Yeah,
And
naturally, yeah.
naturally. And yeah, we recorded him just there while we were calling his name, but like, Dad. He looked at it, he just kind of like laughed. He's like, I'm not like you guys.
God. But like, what? Why are they so loud? Why are dads so loud?
Do yours also chew so fucking loud and breathe so
No.
loud? Mine does.
No.
Everything this man does is loud. He walks loud. He's like stomping 24/7. You can hear him walking from 2 floors, from like 2 floors below, 2 floors above. You can hear him talking from 2 floors above.
Yeah,
This man,
my father's the opposite. He's silent.
I will be sitting on one couch, he will be sitting on the complete other couch as far as possible, and I can hear him breathing. He'll be closed mouth chewing, but he chews so loud. It's like, how do you do that? How do you even chew that loud with your mouth shut?
I'm a loud chewer, so I can't say anything. I'm not even joking when I say this. My mom has told me that I chew loud even with my mouth closed.
Damn.
So
One of my siblings
I
is
can't
so
say anything.
anti-chewing noises too, which is great. Because they'll stare you down and you're like, what? And they're like, close your mouth when you chew. I'm like,
My brother's that
Jesus.
way.
I had my mouth open for 2 seconds. 2.
Oh,
Funny
my
enough,
God.
so one thing I do loud is, so I have constant stress, so I'm pretty sure this is what causes it. But grinding my teeth. Don't you worry, T. I have retainers that I have to put on every night, and you won't hear it as long as I have those on. But the way they described it is me chewing rocks.
Oh my God.
It's really bad. My teeth are gonna be gone by the age of 30. Jokingly, because of how bad it is. I already have half a tooth. It's all right.
Damn. Time to get those dentures.
That's not even funny. Don't bring that up. I have so many we're gonna talk about our dental issues because I have a list. My insurance was like, why don't you just get dentures? Because I'm 20. Dentures are like a non-long-term solution. I need them for the rest of my life. Dentures are not the way to go.
Oh, speaking of which, I gotta get my wisdom teeth removed. You know what's also
I don't have
overstimulating?
wisdom teeth.
Oh, must be nice. I blame the Europeans.
What?
I was jokingly saying I blame the Europeans and my genetics for the wisdom teeth.
I don't know who to blame for mine. All I know is that I have 4, and I hate it.
I have 2.
The guesstimate count right now is 2 for me, but we're not sure of that because I don't feel any of them. I
have the
know for a
bottom ones.
fact I don't have 2 of them. And they said that they thought I had the other 2, but I never had any teeth grow in, so I don't think I do.
Nice.
You probably do, because I also haven't had. It just might take a long time for yours to
I'm 20.
properly. Well,
Mine are coming out.
even so.
I gotta get mine removed.
Well, they're not on the X-rays either, so that definitely doesn't help.
Okay. Okay, so
well,
then never mind.
what I was gonna say that's also overstimulating, is hospitals.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. Sure, they're like silent, but the beeping they have, the lights, the hallways. I feel like the back rooms. Wait, I have
Dude.
one that will shock y'all. So you remember where I said I had to get my brain scanned recently?
Yeah.
Dude, that machine was so fucking loud. It was almost unbearable. And guess what? I had earplugs, I had noise canceling headphones, and a rag over my eyes.
Oh, wow.
And I could feel the whole thing vibrate. It was like the whole world was shaking, and it was so loud. It felt like fireworks right next to your ears. And the thing is, oh, it sounded like really bad EDM music. The way I thought of it to make sure I was perfectly sane is to think this is just another Hatsune Miku cover. Let's go. It somehow fucking worked.
My God.
It actually
is
somehow
wrong
worked.
with you?
What do you mean? What is wrong with me?
I think
What do
that
you
part's
mean?
getting clipped, guys.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's wrong with me?
You called the
Ace.
you tricked yourself into thinking the brain machine was a Hatsune Miku cover.
To be fair, I was listening to some EDM remix version of Hatsune Miku from my favorite CD on my way there. Yes, I
doesn't
own
help your
2
case.
Hatsune Miku.
I find that some smells are very overstimulating for me, and
Oh,
And I just say,
specifically,
really bad
Okay.
body odor.
yes, and I feel bad because I know sometimes people can't control it,
Which is why I want to shower.
but yeah, but at the same time, it gets to a certain level that it's like there has to be something you can do to at least lessen it. You know?
dude.
Like sometimes it doesn't smell like they've done anything to prevent it. Like you
I
don't
was in
even
a
get the hint of cologne, perfume,
Hold on, hold on.
deodorant.
I was at a concert, right? Concert.
Mhm.
Melanie Martinez. We love her. They haven't even entered the row, and I could smell this person.
Oh no.
I have really bad smelling, and I could smell them from the row. And I looked at them, and I was like, "Holy shit! You
So-
smell like straight up bo."
Oh my god. One of my
So-
old coworkers had a odor that lingered. You could track this person through the store by following the smell, cuz it would just remain in the area. It was like to the point where it's like you could at least use the hand soap in the bathrooms, my buddy. Like there has to be something you can do to make it better because that smell lingered for long time. Long
shit.
time. And I was not the only one who has a problem with it because I know that there's actually some people, the way they smell, other people pick up on it more and it bothers certain people. Certain, like, it might not even be an unpleasant odor, but I know for a fact this one was because the managers would purposely make sure to assign this person as far away from them as possible.
Damn.
Which
know.
just so happened to be with me, and I was like, why?
I don't know if this is like with other people, and this might just be me with my allergies as well. But really strong perfumes or certain smelled stuff that are really heavily sweet. anything that smells very sweet, it gives me a migraine.
That's fair. What were you gonna
So,
say, Ist?
Brain.
brain.
Hold on.
But
I was starting
yes,
to space out. I'm not gonna lie.
certain smells. BO,
Oh.
that's one.
I remember. So there was a history teacher at my high school that stunk,
Oh no.
and everybody hated her class. Everybody would avoid having her as a teacher because the fact that she stunk so bad. And she didn't use like perfumes or like anything scented like that. And she had said like I do believe that she did have an allergy to synthetic stuff,
But
but
there's
there's
other
also
ways.
natural stuff.
There's
There's
like
natural stuff,
natural
and she
deodorants.
didn't use any of it. And like if there was like any perfume, like she would like yell at anybody if they like had like sprayed any perfume or anything near her room. She would get upset about it. Like is it like okay, like yeah, we understand that you have an allergy, but
Dude,
at the
my
same
friend.
time,
Like,
you
dude, my friend has an allergy. I'm sorry.
yeah,
To like synthetic stuff
if you
and
shouldn't,
certain chemicals.
yeah, if you have that type of allergy, I really feel like you shouldn't be a teacher at that point because there's no way you're going to be able to control your environment.
I mean, yeah, like the what? Wait, what like school was this? Is like elementary, middle school, high school?
High school.
Oh, the
Oh yeah,
Axe
definitely
body
not.
spray goes crazy.
Yeah, no, like that teacher hated like didn't like to let anybody use any perfume near her room
Dude, like at least my
because of
friend
it.
thought about this. Because they're allergic to like certain chemicals. But they're working as
Mhm,
a what's it called, zoologist, and you're not
mhm.
allowed to have perfumes on that job
Yeah,
anyways.
yes. And because of that, you can like that's a little bit more control over what you um one other smell. This is going to probably get me a little flack, but I do not understand why, but I cannot stand the smell of Chinese food.
Oh,
It
really?
gives me a headache. Not
That
I'm not even joking. It
is it like all of them
physically
or
gives
just
me a
certain
headache.
places?
I don't know. It I'm pretty sure most of them do. Like there's some foods that don't have that smell, so that doesn't give me a headache. But especially the one in my local town, I cannot be near their food without getting a headache.
Huh.
Good to keep in mind for when we do have to do takeout.
Yeah, cuz like I've never eaten Chinese food because of that. So like cuz like I've always avoided it just because of the fact that it gives me a headache and I don't know if this place is going to give me a headache or not.
That's why
So
I asked if like all or certain ones, because I know like they make their food differently. There's some places that have it
Yeah,
with a lot of chemicals, and there's ones that they have it like grilled there. That's why.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think it's just one of the sauces, like the sauce smells
It
that
could
like
be.
it could be one of the sauces that like when you smell it, it just gives me a huge headache. And I don't fully understand what part of it is, but it there's something with Chinese food that always seems to give me a headache.
another smell for me. Well, I'll do two because there's one that's like a common one. Um, weed.
Oh,
It
don't get
gives
me
me
started.
headaches. It's unbearable. And when you live on a college campus, you cannot escape the smell because people are idiots. Go outside. Just go outside.
I
These
would say
rooms are
touch
not
grass.
ventilated enough for you to be doing that in the dorms. You are
No, cause
too lazy to go outside to do it. Like, come
Yeah.
on now.
it's gonna be like adding on to that vaping and smoking. This might just be a little biased for me because I'm asthmatic, But those two smells throw me off. It makes me just like be grossed out. Like,
And you
here's
can
the
Yeah.
always
thing.
tell. You can always
Yeah.
tell
You
when
know what's
somebody
really
vapes and
fucked up?
vapes.
You know what's really fucked up? We have a no smoking sign on our door, right?
Mhm.
And the amount of people I have to tell off that they can't vape inside the restaurant, it's unbearable. I'm here like, no, you can't vape in here. One of them today got semi-aggressive, but his friend teased him like, "Hey, you can't do your addiction in here," because they were teasing him about it.
Another smell for me is like any type of cologne smell. Even in women's
Colonial?
perfumes, cologne,
Oh,
like
men's repro. Yeah,
like
no.
men's cologne, and then the musk scent that they add in women's perfume or any like wood scents. That
Funny enough,
scent bothers me a lot.
there's a perfume I have that smells. It's really strong. I cannot open the jar. I cannot open the box it came in because I'm allergic to it. Like severely allergic to it because of the scent.
Mm.
Um,
I can do light florals. I can do like lightly sweet.
Mhm.
1 minute.
yeah, same. I like those two are really good. However, what's it called? Any strong sweet scent, and I didn't know this perfume would be really strong.
Mhm.
I thought it was gonna be like a soft strawberry smell.
Mhm.
Fucking no, it was like a stronger. It took like a whole week for it to get out of my room, and I had a stuffy nose
So
for like a whole week.
I am planning on bringing like Japanese cherry blossom.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Um,
I've had that before.
yeah, like I love that's my favorite scent of all
I was,
time.
I was gonna be like,
Um,
I've had that before. Yeah, you're fine.
I
Yeah.
love like I'm planning on bringing some lotion and
Uh-huh.
some perfume of it. Because
Okay.
that's
I've
my
never
favorite
smoked
one.
lotion, but I feel like I should be
It's the
fine.
same smell. It's the same
Okay,
smell.
okay. That's
It's not any like stronger. It maybe a little bit, but it's not like super strong or
okay.
anything. But
Yeah, I only
we're
own one
getting mm,
that's really strong, but
mhm,
again, it's one that isn't it's like soft, and
mhm,
to the point I don't notice it, and that's saying something.
mhm.
But I
We are
hardly put
getting
it on.
to 9:30, so I think
That is our
are you
cutoff
guys
point.
yeah, I think
Yup,
that is where we're gonna end today's episode.
our little mini
I'm
toad.
We're not gonna spin the wheel because
yeah.
we already have the topic for the next one.
I've been Ace.
I was Tori.
And now hold on, hold on,
I'm not
hold on. I
Tori
gotta say it
anymore, but
right.
I was Tori.
Hold on, I gotta say this right. I am Augusto,
Hey!
and I can say my name
Hey!
properly.
That's two in
Sometimes,
one. Good job.
that's 2 in 1, but it's the same day. It's the
Yeah,
same day, Tori.
it took me to think and pause. Be like, stay in my accent, stay in my
You're two
accent,
for two
stay
today.
in my made up accent. Funny enough, not my accent. This is not my voice.
We'll see how the next episode goes, though.
Yeah. Which y'all heard in the previous episode of me just speaking more southern. That's more accurate of what my accent is. I just
Mhm.
concealed. I am
Hmm.
camouflaging as
But
one of you two.
but
Northerners.
um we hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a last minute decision to do this episode because it is good when this episode is uploaded, I'm currently not going to be home. So that
Yup.
would have been really hard for us all to record if I wasn't home for that week for like our recording date and the upload
Yup.
date. So I have to get this edited before the next episode, before the previous episode gets uploaded.
Yup.
So I hope everybody enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys don't get lost in the grove.
Or do.
Bye.
Bye.